Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Don's Hot Rod Garage. It's like moving towards the end of July and extreme weather heat advisory. It's like 98 degrees, 105, you know, it's a real feel. So just out here tinkering a little bit before I head back home. Just got done with work, but I've been working on my two-door sedan. If you guys have been following my channel, I've been working on my two-door sedan that come from the junkyard, and it's rough. We all know the car's rough, but a lot of people had commented and said, you know, put something on it to protect it, you know, prime it or something like that. So I took everybody's advice, plus I just wanted to look at something different, if that makes sense. So I've started to prime it just a flat white color, and I got to wear my sunglasses because it's so bright when the sun's out. But I think you guys will be blown away at just what a little bit of primer can do for a car. And I've done no body work. All I did was just hand sand it with 80 grit and just sand off whatever was real rough, not even the real chunky stuff. Sorry about the winds. They said we're supposed to be having some rain coming in a little bit later on, but anyways, let's check out the two-door sedan. It still needs a lot of, you know, it still needs everything it needed. I just wanted to put it in some primer and try to protect it as much as I can until I can get to it. So let's check it out. So all that is just some Rust-Oleum flat white paint on that car. But my goodness, what a difference just some primer can make for a car. And you know, I have plans to build this car into just a weekend race car, strip it down, make it a gasser, cut the rear wheel wells. But what's messing with my brain right now is the car has just got such a killer stance to it right now, and it has a short block in there. It has an engine, no transmission. It has the short block in there, so the front end might be down a little bit, but probably not. Them old stiff original leaf springs, I mean, by the time you get that thing driving on the road, the leaf springs barely come off of the rubber bump stops. So if anything, it would drop down just a little bit more in the front. So it's got me kind of second guessing what I want to do to this car, because I mean, the way it looks right now, you just put just a cool little 283 or 327 in it and just drive the sucker. The bad thing about a gasser is they are undrivable. Everybody will tell you, oh, I drive the heck out of it. You won't drive it like you can drive this car, I promise you. They're just different. I've got a 55 Nomad that was built into a gasser back in the 60s, and you get on some rough roads here in Columbus, Ohio, and that car never stops bouncing. And it's got brand new shocks all the way around. It just never stops bouncing. It's meant for straight down the drag strip, you know, a nice smooth drag strip. So it's really got me questioning what the move will be on this car when the time comes. Kind of thinking just a little street car, maybe even a 10-to-1 355 with some camel hump heads. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of a gasser, and that's still my first thought, but you know, I could never really appreciate how this car sat when it was at the junkyard, because if you guys have been following along, and if you're new just watching this 55 Chevy video, it didn't have no rear tires on it, doesn't have no center section in the rear end, and the back drums was literally just sitting on the ground. Front tires was mismatched, you know. One was like, the right front tire didn't even have the correct drum on it. They had some makeshift I don't even know what you'd call it. It wasn't the right castle nut. It would have never drove down the road. So now I'm getting it out here, you know, where I could see it and see how it's looking. and it's kind of making me change my thoughts a little bit. This is my first 55 Chevy two-door sedan, and I mean, they just have such a mean looking body style to them. I almost regret not getting a two-door sedan sooner. And whether you Pro Tour it, whether you make it a hot rod, whether you make it bone stock, I don't think there's a way you can go wrong on a two-door sedan. It's just got, the body style is just so perfect on them. And like the roof is a little higher on a sedan than a two-door hardtop. So the hardtop, the roof is lower to where you kind of look, I don't know, for me, I feel like I kind of look big driving a two-door hardtop. Sedan's got more of a roof for a bigger fella, if that makes sense. I know sometimes when I get in one of the Nomads at home, I feel pretty big in that car, if that, you know, if you guys catch my drift. But anyways, like I said, all I have done to that car, I never even taped nothing off. All I did was just start priming it flat white Rust-Oleum just to protect it from the elements. And since I've brought it from the junkyard, I found the Kragers, which, you know, the Kragers aren't hurting the situation one bit, at least in my opinion. I love the old Krager SS wheels. And this is the worst side. The other side isn't quite all the way primed yet, and I'll do another walk around video on it once it's all the way primed. But you can see right there, it needs the patch, needs rockers, one-piece floor, needs trunk pan, needs a lot of metal work, but the overall structure of the car is really decent. So I just figured I'd show you guys. I know you guys have been following along on my convertible and the 265 engine I've been building, and that's kind of a love it or hate it engine for a lot of people. A lot of people got their own opinions on engines and things like that. But that's not the only thing I'm doing. That's why I wanted to show you this video. You know, for me, everybody kind of has their own vision of a car. Some people want them perfect. Some people want them, you know, their own style. For me, all my cars are like my toys. When I was little growing up, I had my Hot Wheels. I was never the guy that had a perfect one sitting on the shelf. My cars was played with. So for me, these are just a bigger Hot Wheels or a model car. It's just something I play with. Who knows if they'll ever be perfect, but I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy messing with it, and I think it's cool. And this car has been saved. You know, this car, I was talking to one guy that's local here to the Columbus, Ohio area, and he told me that this 55 Chevy sat in that junkyard since 1980. I can't believe that car sat in there 42 years. And I mean, look at the roof. I mean, so I think he might have been a little bit off on his time frame there, but maybe he was accurate. Maybe it just survived. So anyways, guys, tell me what you think of the old 55 two-door sedan from the junkyard. If nothing else, it's got some primer on it to protect it until I can get to it. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video.